Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And I'm sitting outside again because it's so nice outside, and the warmer it gets, the more you'll probably see me outside over here on all of my channels, not just this one. But I had brought my meditation book out here because I was going to read a meditation and talk about it and just do kind of a short video. But, you know, I have been really deep in thought today, and about a lot of different things. I've been thinking over the past, month since I've been at home about different things that I want to do on different channels. And, I'm wanting to do, I have a huge project in the works that I've mentioned that is going to be revealed on this channel, which I'm really excited about. But I'm not going to reveal it until it's in completion. I don't think anybody will probably guess what this project is, so there's no need to guess. And, but the more I was thinking about, I was watching some other channels, and I was watching a lot of these, vlog channels. I've been really watching, family vloggers and just, individual vloggers and things like that, or people that I follow already that have vlog channels. And, they'll do videos where they're, cooking a meal in the kitchen, and they're just kind of, hanging out, or they're showing a day in their life. And I was like, I don't really, I would love to do that stuff. That's the stuff that I've watched for a very, very long time on YouTube, but I don't know where it really belongs. And I started thinking about it, and I thought, this is actually maybe a channel where I can do that. I'm not going to stop doing the meditations over here ever. I love doing that. But in addition, every once in a while I might throw up a video of just a day in my life or whatever, or things that I'm thinking about. And when I had originally started this channel, I wanted to do stories of my life. I wanted to have this channel be a story time channel, where you see other people on YouTube do story times, but there are sometimes these very highly exaggerated or kind of off-the-wall stories. And, I wanted this to be a place where I tell very endearing stories, things I've learned from in my life, mistakes that I've made, or people that have given me wisdom and stuff like that, because I have tons and tons of those stories. But it's hard to kind of come up with those stories, just off the fly and just be like, okay, I'm going to tell this story. But I actually do have a story today. And it's interesting, this story is kind of coming to me today because this is the 12th anniversary of my mother's passing. And because people ask all the time, they're like, could we see a picture of your mom? You've never shown her. I've show older pictures of my mom. But this was a picture of my mom towards the end of her life. I don't know if you can see it, but this was my mom at, hi Mom. This is a picture of my mom towards the end of her life. And, okay, so when I was putting the picture down, I, knocked over the camera. It's interesting. I am not somebody that celebrates my mother's death date. I just don't think a lot about it. It's not like I wake up and I'm like, oh, today, I get really sad or sorrowful. And I know that people do, and I know for them that that's a part of their grieving, and I think everybody's experience is completely different. I think about how it seems so bizarre to me that it was 12 years ago today. I will say this, that my mom, before she passed away, she was very, very sick. And before she was in a coma, we made some decisions about some things, like spiritual things. And one of the things that she said was, don't get attached to my body. I'm just a bag of soul. She really believed that. I think that made it really easy for me at the end to kind of be detached from the physical. The other thing is that we came up with signs that if she came to visit me, and one of them is a cardinal. And if you can see, I have the squirrel picnic table behind me, and this cardinal has been the last 2 days Indiana, the state bird, is the cardinal. Okay, my dad always jokes about that. But there has been this cardinal that is just this big red cardinal that has just been sitting right by the table every single day. And then the other thing is the white fluff in the air, which there hasn't been a lot of that this spring, which is interesting. But on the day of my mom's funeral, it was crazy because it just came down in droves that day, and it was a beautiful spring day for my mom's funeral. But I've been thinking a lot just about life in general, and as you know, I can't go anywhere, so I've been listening to a lot of music, and I think that something, I've been having really wild, weird dreams lately, and did my neighbor come back outside? I've been having really wild, vivid dreams lately, and somebody commented on my vlog, and they said, because a lot of people are saying that these wild, vivid dreams are a symptom of underlying anxiety for what we're going through right now because of the stress and all this kind of stuff, right? which I've known is probably true, that I have a lot of anxiety about what's going to happen next and, you know, like the uncertainty of everything that's going on in the world right now. I think many people are experiencing that. But then somebody made a comment on my vlog last night, and they said, you know, do you think that it could be possible, something to the effect of, do you think it could be possible that, you know, this is the exact same time that we've been at home when you were seeing your mother for like the last 2 months in the hospital, and that maybe it's bringing up a lot of those old memories? And I thought, God, that's like such a powerful insight. You know, that maybe what I'm, like the anxiety that I'm going through right now is mirroring to some degree the anxiety that I went through when my mother passed away, you know, or the 2 months prior to that. And I think there could be a lot of truth in that. The other thing is that I've been really, really deep in thought lately. I've been thinking so much about my life, and it was interesting because I sit in my car a lot because, you know, I can't go anywhere. And I was sitting in my car today, and I was listening to music, and it was just like one song after another came on, and I have like my iPod, whatever you call it in your phone, you know, has my iTunes, has the most crazy variety of songs you would ever imagine on there, you know? And so it was like a dance song, and then it was this, and then it was that. And this song by the band The National came on. Now, I had never heard of The National until we were in San Diego last fall, and Alex's brother played The National for us one night. He's like real into Spotify, and so he was playing this song. And I'll link the song below, but the song was just like this really very emotional song. And I looked over at my husband in the car, and this was after we went to dinner the last night that we were there. We were there visiting my brother-in-law, Juan, and his girlfriend, Jessie. And Juan, I believe, is 25 now. Oh, God, no. How old is he? He was 15 when I met him. And so this will be our 12th year, so he's going to be 27. That's crazy. And, you know, when I, like, to see him grow up over time, you know, into this young man that cares about his girlfriend so deeply, and, you know, has this very serious job and is very responsible with his life, is just such an amazing thing, you know? And I looked over at Alex in the car, and Alex was crying, and so I said to him, are you okay? And he was like, he was kind of like, you know, and we got back to the hotel room, and it was very silent. And Alex is somebody that recently has started to learn about, like, opening up about his emotions and things like that. And he shared about that in videos, that one of the things that's really helped him when we were in marriage counseling was him learning to identify and open up about his emotions. And so I said to Alex, like, when we got back to the hotel room, I said, what's going on? And he was like, didn't really want to talk about it, you know? And then over time, he kind of opened up, and he said, you know, it's just, I don't get to see him every day, and it's really cool to see who he's turned into. You know, to see this young man that he's turned into, that he's so responsible and so loving towards his girlfriend and so kind, and just really turned into a very cool, you know, adult, so to speak. And I was thinking about that today, you know, that so Mrs. Birdie, if you followed my vlog, she's actually lives up here now. I should try to show it to you guys if I can see it. So anyway, she's up here somewhere, but I can hear her feeding her babies. Do you see? She just flew out. So she's up here somewhere. I don't know where oh, you can see her nest. Do you see? There's Mrs. Birdie's new nest. I wonder where it was back there. Oh my gosh. So she was just feeding her birdies. You could hear them. There's Mrs. Birdie this year. Oh, I love that she came back to us. Okay, so to get back to my story, you know, I was thinking about this today because the song came on that was in the back of the car, or that we were, you know, listening to when we were in the back of the car. And I was thinking about Tanya's son. So Tanya's son, Nick, just graduated from college. He didn't get to walk. He didn't go through his commencement because of everything that's going on right now. And but he would have graduated on Mother's Day. Nick was 4 years old. He and Juan are the same age. He was 4 years old when I met him, you know? And I think about all of Tanya and I's years together, 23 years of being really dear friends, best friends, you know, she's my heartstone. And it makes me so sad for her that she didn't get to see him walk. She's so proud of him, you know? And I was thinking about, you know, like who he has become, you know, over time. This kid that I can remember when we were all sitting behind the house, you know, and by the bonfire would come out and say, Mom, can I play on the video games, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And now, you know, he's been a Marine, and he is a Marine, you know, and he graduated from college, and doesn't even live in the state anymore, you know. He's a very, very responsible adult. And I was thinking that, like, one of the hardest things for me with my mother gone is that she doesn't get to see my successes. I don't get to share my successes with her. I don't get to share my successes with the one person that it probably would have meant the most to, you know? And it's always so cool to see Alex's mom. I was talking about this in my vlog, like, Juan and his girlfriend surprised Alex's mom, I think it was 2 years ago, for Mother's Day, and flew home. And it's always like, she's always like, you know, because he's like the baby of the family, right? And she's always so excited, you know, about, and she's excited about all the boys, no matter what their successes are. And I mean, she's such a mother bear. But I think it's one of the greatest honors in life to be able to witness people growing into their success, you know, and no matter what age I think they are. I've had a lot of friends of mine, you know, that even in their 30s or 40s have started some new business venture, and just to be a part of that, just to listen to them, you know, what they're doing and taking off and doing it. Mopeds. Anyway, you know, it's just such a cool thing to be part of somebody's success and to be part of somebody's, like, we talk about, you know, I've talked on here a lot about the honor of, you know, being with somebody through their life, and like, it was such an honor and a privilege to be part of my mother's passing, and it really, really is, you know. But what an honor and a privilege to be part of somebody's just life in general, to be part of their successes, to even to some degree be part of their failures, you know. I think there's something to be said about, like, even, it's so funny that Mrs. Birdie, you know, like, I noticed her, I literally, like, try to find her thing, and I can't see because I'm always out here at night. You know, it's funny that, like, if you watch my vlog last year, I became very obsessed with Mrs. Birdie, and Mrs. Birdie and her husband, Mr. Birdie, that had these babies, and I took videos because they put their nest on top of our carriage light, which now we have a rock on top of there so that they can't build on there anymore. But to watch these baby birds, you know, grow up and then fly away, and then one day I came home, and the nest was completely empty. And I'm very sad, you know, like, there was a delight in it that the birds had grown up and, like, were on their own, but at the same time I was very sad. And I can remember I even said to my husband, I said, do you think they'll come back and visit from time to time? And he goes, well, I don't think birds really work that way, you know. But I think kids are kind of the same way. I think one of the things that we don't talk about often is with parents, you know. Look at my mom. Is that kids graduate from high school and college, they go on and they get jobs. And parents, I think, devote their entire lives to children growing up and being part of that, you know. And you think for 18 years of their lives, you know, every day they wake up and their life is their children, and then their kids go to college and they start developing their own lives, and even for another 4 or 5 years maybe, or if their kids don't go to college, if they start some trade school or some job, you know, they're part of their life for a couple of years. But for most parents, between 18 and 20, their job is over. And there's never really any ceremony for this. There's no, you know, what do you call it? When you, there's never any retirement party. There's no golden pin that you get at the end of your job. It says, good job, you did a great job as a parent. But I feel so blessed for my mother and for my father for having two parents that were with me through the entire thing, side by side, you know. And today, I guess, like, the tears that I have are about those moments that I got to spend with my mom that made me so happy, but also a little bit about the moments that she's missed along the way. I never got to, you know, introduce her to my husband, which is hard. So I think for all of you parents out there whose children are still young enough, hug them a little tighter tonight, you know. And for you parents out there who whose kids are already gone, congratulations, you did a good job. And for you kids out there who still have parents out there. You know, I hate saying this to people. I really do. I don't like to get on my soapbox and be like, well, if my mother was still alive, because if my mother was still alive, I can tell you, we'd be loving and hugging and talking and laughing for about an hour, and we would probably be fighting within the next couple hours, you know, again. But maybe call your mom up tonight. I can't. So maybe just for me tonight, call your mom up. Call your dad up. Call your grandma up and just say, hey, just wanted you to know I was thinking of you today. I love you guys so much. And thanks for my little very tearful story time. Bye. Love you.